Hello everybody. So my first step in the course project was to conceptualize what was really being asked. So my first thought went to those bird scooters in downtown Kansas City. So although that infrastructure is not public information, I was able to say, okay, this is what the project is about. So once I grasped the concept, I was able to do analysis on all of the possibilities you could achieve with a docking station, a bike, and a program. So I started to get creative and brainstorm and would just write down ideas. I asked myself, what would users want? What would make this unique? And what do I want regardless if I know how to build it? So I really tried to break down as many mental barriers as possible. I wanted users to have something in the palm of their hand. So I created a design for a membership and a mobile application. It would use geolocations and real-time accessible info like current ride costs and suggested restaurants or sightseeing spots nearby. I didn't want end users to have to stand at a docking station for very long, so I wanted users to be able to book the bikes in advance on the mobile app so they could just walk up, open the app, and confirm the reservation. Once I created this image of what I wanted for the user experience, I had to ask myself, now what can I really do in reality with what I know? So the docking stations would need to be able to connect to the network and store information. So they'll need a router, a firewall, and a cloud infrastructure. The firewall would be necessary for additional security. I decided to choose the cloud because it's really dynamic and it's cheap. You can pay for exactly as much storage as you currently need and increase storage anytime. You also aren't responsible for the maintenance or repair of those servers. The docking stations would have a welcome page where existing users can log in or new users can register. This information would be simultaneously updated on the back-end tables. So a query can be run anytime from those tables, and the query would be with structured query language, or SQL. It would pull from the various tables to give you updated information on subscribers, average trip duration, available bikes, etc. And these could also be built into dashboards for administrative staff to review bike sharing data. Those queries are also built to pull real time when a user clicks a button requesting information. I would use a relational database model with tables and collections of information. I chose this structure so I could use SQL, which is widely understood and utilized, but also so information could be related back to the table with the subscriber name and number and name. The application would have to integrate with Google Maps public API. This information can provide real-time geolocation. Geolocation is important because you can see exactly where you are. After all, this really is an adventure-driven concept where you could end up in places you aren't familiar with. So after this analysis and design, I would implement the stations one at a time, piloting the program through a phased rollout. This will be a part of the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle, where you ensure your methodology becomes what you planned with as little issues as possible. This will make the implementation of the remaining docking stations easier. I would then conduct end-user acceptance testing, and then I would have a go-live. I would send surveys to all users within the first month to try and gather feedback and data. We would want to look at how many users came back and overall how users felt the system ran. So the user experience, I imagined, really came to life. This is how it would look. For an established user, they would book a bike in advance on the app to ensure it will still be available when you arrive to pick it up. Then you would open the app to verify you are with the bike by geolocation. and then you would confirm the reservation. The bike would unlock and you could go for a ride. Along the way, you might get suggestions for areas of interest, such as restaurants and sightseeing. If you clicked on a corresponding button, you could also see current ride time, current charges, nearest docking station, etc. And the user would return the bike to the docking station and walk away. They do not need to do anything further, and this keeps the bike ready for the next person faster. So the user would then get an email with the charges for the ride, and that would be automatically billed to the associated account. So I had a lot of fun conceptualizing and bringing the project to life, and I felt like I really created a little bike sharing program. Thank you.